Hey guys, how you doing? It's been a long time. Should have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two. Hey, guys, it's John 24th. Can you believe it? Lunch is almost over. I hope you guys have been getting along with your New Year's resolutions. I didn't actually write any resolutions down this year. I have a plan for this year. That's all I know. Anyway, guys, it's January 24th, 2023, and today I'm here to talk about some of the movies that we're taking and that we're taking here. And also, then we'll take some other questions. Maybe specialty Rob, which is what was about. All right, soon that's going to be changing, just in the case that I'm now doing. And then also, I'm going to take some other questions as well. All right, so without further ado, guys, I don't know if you've seen if you've been watching, let's put it like that, if you've been watching my page, especially on Instagram, and then also, I think at the very beginning of the year, that we change times. And of course, that's none other than extraordinary ability visa cases. So, without any going into much detail about that or confusing people, that this is basically from the for the creme de la creme of a country. So these are for actors, actresses, athletes, singers, musicians, who are at the top of their game. All right. So this is what I want. Our law firm is going into. Okay, this year. So these are, of course, people like, in other words, to bring it down, to dumb it down to a level where you can understand. These are Bollywood stars. If you like Bollywood India movies, these are like Nollywood stars. All right, these are gonna be like some of the musicians you like, whether they're Christian music like Dancing Oyekan kind of people, you know, name them. Okay, this is the kind of visas that we're going to be doing. So there are some people who may not per se be in the limelight, but are in the top of their game. For instance, production managers, cinematographers, producers, directors, things like those, okay, from another country who are at the top of their game or almost getting there. All right, so those are the cases that we're going to be doing. Why? Because it's a real passion for me. I like watching movies. I like going to track meets. All right, so in the case of athletes, we're talking about like the Usain Bolts, the runners, the track stars. I don't think Nigeria has it. Okay, so they have this new girl that runs, I think, 110 meter hurdles. But anyway, these are the Kenyan runners. Okay, so these are the kinds of cases this law firm is going to be getting into in 2023. So I say that because if you know a Kenyan runner, if you're a Kenyan, you know a Kenyan runner who's at the top of their field, who competes internationally. You need to tell the person to give us a call. We could probably help them get a green card, or at least get them, at the very least, a O1 or P1 visa, and then from there on we can file for the green card. Okay. So if you know a Kenyan runner, or a Kenyan musician, Kenyan artist, Nigerian runner, Nigerian artist, Nigerian singer, Nigerian actor. If you know an Indian, I know I have a lot of clients, Indian clients now. If you know an Indian Bollywood star, okay, if you're that connected, you need to tell your Bollywood star friend to call me, okay? Because if they're interested in coming to the U.S., I can very much help them get what's called an O visa or P visa. They can come in and they can further advance their acting skills here in the US. That's what we're getting into. Okay, so those are called extraordinary ability visas. I'm so excited to be doing these cases. And so you guys are the first to know. So if you know someone that's up there, that's really in the top of their game, uh, tell them to give me a call. So this also applies to people who are non athletes, non actors, non actresses. For instance, in some countries like Venezuela, like, I don't know, where's these people like Colombia, where people go and get plastic surgeons, plastic surgery. If you know a top plastic surgeon, like let's say in Venezuela, in Latin America, if you know a doctor or a top plastic surgeon like that, tell them to give me a call. Again, those are people who will also be eligible to get what's called a O1 Extraordinary Ability Visa, or at the very least a P1 visa. Okay. The difference between the two is a P1 is for someone who's not as accomplished as an O1. So O1 is creme de la creme, top 10% in their field, nationally or internationally. O1 may just be known, a P1 person, a candidate may just be known in their country, really, okay? They may not be known internationally, but in their country, they're top known. They're known to be someone who's really up there. Then that's a person who's a great candidate for a P1 visa, all right? So, guys, I'm doing these visas. If you know me, you know when I say I'm doing it, I'm doing it. So, before I get really popular, okay, maybe so some people argue that I'm already popular. Before I get really popular, if you know someone that needs my help, now will be the time to tell them to call me, okay? Before our fees go up, in other words, now will be the time to tell the person to give me a call. So if you are, or you know someone who may be interested in coming here to further pursue their craft, either acting, either running, or some sort of sports. It could be a doctor, a plastic surgeon. They're interested in coming to the U.S. to further advance their art, their craft. I'm the girl. Give me a call. I can help you, okay? All right, give me a call now. And I'm probably going to starting off, we're not going to be charging much for these visas, all right? Because we're just starting off. But in about a year from now, fees, I'm already going to tell you now. In about a year from now, fees are going to go significantly higher, okay? So now is the time to call us on those types of cases, all right? Now, that's the bit that I want to talk about when we talk about extraordinary ability visas. Those are O1 and P1 visas. Now let's talk about VAWA. You already know your girl's called VAWA Queen. It's been a while. So remember, VAWA applies to you if you're separated, divorced, married, still married, or in some states not even married, okay, to a U.S. citizen or green card holder. So if you're separated, married, divorced, okay, or in a legal partnership with a U.S. citizen or green card holder, all right, and you have problems in the marriage or relationship, all right, all the way to extreme abuse, you could possibly qualify for a 10-year green card through VAWA, okay? So an example of people who qualify without being married are people who who maybe live together with their legal partner. Their partner have been together for a while. You live together. You have children together. You've built a business or have started businesses together. In other words, to the average eye, you portray yourself to be a married couple, and you live in a state like Texas, Alabama, New Hampshire, Colorado. Um, uh, then you want to give me a call, okay, we can probably help you get a 10-year green card even if you're not legally married. So that's just only in a few states. Otherwise, every other state or most other states, you have to be legally married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder and have experienced anywhere between common marital problems to extreme abuse, all right? And in those states, if you are divorced, you could still qualify, provided you're filing for the application within 2 years. If you're filing for the application within 2 years of your divorce, you could still qualify for VAWA, okay? Now, that brings me now to my next point. We also filed for adjustment of status to marriage cases. So up until last year, people were confused, like, does she still do? Yes, I still do adjustment of status to marriage cases. In other words, those are the opposite of VAWA cases. Those are based on the good times, right? Those are based on good relationships. So if you're in a good relationship with a U.S. citizen or your green card holder spouse, I'm also the girl for that. Give me a call. We also do those. We do those well, so we can get your green card through your spouse. All right. If your spouse is petitioning for you, and again, in other words, if your spouse is petitioning for you based on you guys being in a good marriage, okay. All right. And then on that note, I also want to state my biggest pet peeve when I have a consultation is when I discover I can no longer help you because you took your time. So if you are divorcing from a U.S. citizen or green card holder, you really want to call a VAWA specialist or a VAWA attorney ASAP. Okay, you want to call, you want to find out your eligibility if you've already divorced or you're divorcing from your U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse. If you're interested in filing for VAWA, you will really want to call a VAWA lawyer ASAP, okay? And I mean ASAP, because if you call me and it's been more than 2 years after you divorced, ain't nothing we can do for you anymore. And then people get really angry and sad and then start throwing extra money at me and all sorts of situations we don't want to have happen to you. Okay. So if you're listening to me, you're going through a divorce or you are already divorced to your U.S. citizen or your green card holder spouse, today now would be the day to give me a call, especially if you want interested in me. If you're interested in my services, you will always want to call me at least a month or 2 months ahead of time. Why? Because my calendar is just that booked right now. We're taking consultations for March, so I'm already booked till March, guys. I'm already booked till March. So if you're interested in my service, today's the day to call me. All right, because we are already booking consultations for March, and today is January 24th. Go figure. Okay, so um, on that note, just want to say, if you see a lawyer, you see she's consistent, you see on IG all the time, you see she has a lot of followers, then you obviously know that's the kind of person you want to call ahead of time. But in case you didn't know, I'm here to tell you, call me ahead of time. Don't expect that you're going to call me today and speak to me today, unless you want to pay extra. We do have consultations that you can get sooner, maybe if you want a same day or sometimes weekend consultations upon my approval, of course. And those ones, they're going to charge you extra for that. So they're going to charge you extra for that. If you don't want to get that, if you don't want to pay an extra fee, an extra consultation fee to see me sooner, then you want to give me a call earlier. All right. So I've now explained we do extraordinary ability visas for those creme de la creme actors, actresses, athletes, producers, cinematographers, doctors, surgeons, people like that, okay, who are known for their work, known for their field. I mean, absolutely best of the best. In the age of YouTube, if you know someone who's like a YouTube influencer and they live in a different country, I may be able to help that person come to the US with an O1 or P1 extraordinary ability visa. Okay, I've also explained VAWA cases again to you. Then I've also explained adjustment of status to marriage cases. Then again, remember, we also still do asylum cases. All right. So asylum cases are for those who have fled their home country. At least you have to be able to show you or prove that you fled your home country because of something you could not easily change about yourself. Things such as your race, your nationality, political opinion, religion, things such as you having undergone female genital mutilation, or you fear that it's going to happen to you or your daughter or some woman that you know. Okay. All right. So, or things like domestic violence. Maybe you fled from an abusive spouse that was about to kill you. That's not really the best. But you know what I'm saying, okay? Or maybe you fled the country because of your sexual orientation, okay? All right. This is really very popular with a lot of our Jamaican clients. We have some Jamaican clients who filed for asylum for because of sexual orientation, right? Maybe because Jamaica doesn't play that. And then, of course, in Africa, most countries don't condone that. So if you already know someone that's has a different sexual orientation, we also do those types of asylum cases. All right. But my favorite asylum cases, I've said before, and I'll say it again, are always female genital mutilation. It's so painful to hear their stories when we're writing their declaration. Such a painful thing to hear. You can literally visualize it when they tell their story. Really sad, but it's always just my favorite cases. I just always feel like, wow, this is really. I just feel like I'm truly making a difference when I do those cases. Okay. All right. So if you know a woman or you are a woman who has experienced female genital mutilation in your country, or you have a daughter now, and according to your customs, if you were to go back to your country, your daughter will have to be mutilated. Which she would have to be forcefully mutilated, or she would have to forcefully be married off to an older man, or you would have to be forcefully married off to an older man. These are the kinds of cases I love. You should call me. I can help you. Of course, I also like political asylum cases as well. Like maybe you fled your home country because of your political opinion. All right, that's enough legal talk. Let me start taking questions. Remember, if you want to ask me a question, guys, on Facebook or on YouTube, just jump over on my Instagram and ask to come live. So I'm gonna shoot to just take 4 live questions today. 4 live questions. So, and here they go. I'm accepting them now. If IG will let me. It's like, or sometimes it has a little back. It's a little back. Sometimes it doesn't quite accept well, but let me see. Uh, Sorry, guys. I'm just bringing these people in. Guys, if you've requested to come live, pay attention because I'm trying to bring you in. Hello? Hello, madam. How are you doing? Hello? I can't hear you, ma'am.
Oh.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, and I'm actually driving.
Okay.
I actually wanted to ask a question, but I can't hear anything.
Okay, maybe we'll bring you in later. Oh, you okay?
I can't hear anything. If it's possible for me to drop my question, please, I would really appreciate it because I'm driving.
Okay. Since you came live, I'll answer your question. Let me see. Did she have, let's see, did she write her question somewhere? While I do that, let me bring these other people in. Okay. All right. There's 3 people I'm bringing in now, guys. Pay attention as I'm bringing you in. It's like it's a bit slow today. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with IG. Guys, are you getting my approvals on your side? Because you guys are requesting to come live, and I'm trying to bring you in. What's going on? What's going on? All right. Is it safe to travel with the piece? With the piece, is it safe to travel? Okay, there goes one person coming in. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, and you?
Good. Question. What's your question?
I did the K1 visa, and now I did the biometrics. I want to know how long it takes after you do the biometrics.
Okay, so you're not here in the US, right?
What?
You're not here in the US then, right?
Hey, I can hear you.
Are you here in the US?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you already entered on a fiancé visa.
Yes, I'm here now.
Okay. All right. So anything about how long things take, I don't usually like to answer on live for various reasons. So schedule a consultation for that. But what I can just say is, generally speaking, if you're like adjusting your status through a spouse, most cities it's taking at least a year. Some places it could take even up to 2 years. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Give me a call if you want specific advice. All right. Okay. So it looks like my live is back up and running. So now let me bring some other folks. All right. I see your request. I'm trying to bring you in SM Art, but like for some reason on your side, looks like it's not going through. Miss Rita, that's a consultation question. Call me. Okay, call me if you have for your question. You're gonna need to have a conversation for that. So since I'm having troubles getting people in, I'm just gonna answer some of these written questions and then call it a day. Realistically, please, how long does vow take? That's a consultation question. Okay. All right. But what I can just generally say is all applications right now are taking a while. So you're gonna have to be patient. Okay, just gonna have to be patient is what I can say. Okay, just give me a second. And then can you not be rude in questions? Allow her to speak first. Don't know who that person was talking to. They can't be talking to me because I didn't speak to a lady, did I? You can't be talking to me at home. They can't be talking to me. A person can't be getting rude with me, can I? On my own life, can they? I don't think they would do that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that was the question I was looking for the lady who came in at first. Please, ma'am, apply for traveling documents after my asylum was granted. Do you have an idea how long it takes? No, but work permits, travel permits have been taking longer than they used to. Right now, most are taking longer than 6 months. Okay, most are taking longer than 6 months. Sometimes even longer. Sometimes it could be even up to 11 months, 10 months. Okay. So I would just wait if I was you. Millennia, I called every single person that's consultation with Millennia, so I don't think that's correct or accurate. Okay. And another thing I want to say, when you schedule a consultation, people sometimes don't stay by their phone. So, like, if you schedule a consultation and I'll call you more than once, and you don't answer, we usually just move on. You have to get you rescheduled. So, if you need to get your consultation rescheduled, you can. All right. Fees, anything about fees? That's a consultation question. I'm going to see if I can bring one more person in now. How can I face immigration officers while re-entering to the U.S.? Hello? 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 Guys, it's like you aren't ready to come live. I'm going to have to take the person off. All right. So I do want to answer the question I had read before I brought the person. Someone said, how do you face immigration officers when you're like re-entering? So it's really simple. If you have a travel permit, or if you have a green card, in other words, if you have a basis of re-entering, then that really takes away a lot of the stress. Secondly, usually they'll just ask you what if they do even ask you any questions, they'll just ask you, what were you doing outside of the country, and they'll just ask you, do you have like any pending applications? Usually that's it. And like I always say, just don't go, just don't leave the country if you have any criminal issues, if you got any fraud issues on your record, or if you have something kind of huge or big pending, then just don't leave the country. So otherwise, if you have good, clean criminal history, you're not in deportation proceedings, there's no fraud issues on your record, um, you know, then I would go. I would totally go. And then I would just tell my clients, don't go out for more than a month, 2 months. In other words, the shorter you go, you leave the country, the less questions they'll have. I've tried accepting your request many times, Smart. It doesn't go through. SM.art, it's not going through. I've tried. You and so many other people have tried bringing you in. For some reason, it's just not going to bring in. But since you asked me, I'm going to try one more time. I just accepted. Let's see if it'll bring you in. If you for receipt notices, that usually take a few weeks. Okay, finally. Hello. So someone asked, how long does it take to get receipt notices? Typically a few weeks in most cities and states. Sometimes it could take up to 2 months to get like your receipt notices for applications. And then there was a time last year that they were even taking longer. But usually a few weeks is what it takes. All right. Okay. So it looks like your call dropped. SM.art. I tried. Alex Wood, you can't call me privately. You have to schedule a consultation if you need my help. All right. I'm gonna ask one. Okay. I see a question I want to answer on YouTube. Can USCIS call me for an interview before the I-360 is approved? Usually no. Usually they call you for an interview after it's approved. So usually the interview is after the I-360 is approved. And usually that interview is for the purpose of your green card application, in other words. Okay. All right. So in other words, the actual VAWA can be approved without an interview, but afterwards you may get an interview in order to actually get a green card through VAWA. All right. So that's something people need to be clear on. And right now they are starting to waive some interviews, I should say. So now is the greatest time, the best time to apply for VAWA, really, or anything actually, because right now they really are starting to waive a lot of our interviews. They're starting to waive also adjustment of status to marriage interviews. Why? Because of the backlog, and they're just figuring out that they're not going to be able to interview everyone. So I don't know about what standards they waive, but I would assume they waive only the ones that are very clear cut, clear cut that you qualify for VAWA, clear cut that you qualify for green card. Then they may waive your interview in that instance. Okay. My wife is pregnant from another guy, and I'm on conditional green card. You should give me a call, sir, because I could probably help you remove conditions based on VAWA. Because you're gonna have to remove conditions here shortly, probably, or maybe the time is already here. So that's the answer for I am Jin 08. Give me a call. I think I could help you remove your conditions based on VAWA. All right. I'm gonna answer last question. Oh, thank you, Godru. I appreciate that. Thank you, Godru. Thank you. Thank you. I feel better. You want shouting at me. Okay. It's necessary to be married to apply for VAWA. So I just went through that earlier, but I'll go through that again. No. So for VAWA, in some states, you can just be in a legal partnership with someone. In other words, you could just have been in a relationship with in a long time with someone. In other words, kind of just shacking up. You have children together. You have bills together. You've built a business or started some business together, but you're not legally married. So these are states like Texas, New Hampshire, Alabama, Colorado. States like these, you qualify for VAWA even if you're not legally married, as long as your legal partner was, as long as there was issues in that partnership or your legal partner is abusive. So it has to be based, of course, on the issues that you had together, as a couple. Okay. For instance, some people are not married to their boyfriends, but their boyfriends beat the crap out of them. So, and maybe you live together and have been together for a long time in a state like Texas. So, an average person, when they look at you, they think you guys are married. If you're that kind of person and you're in Texas, Alabama, New Hampshire, Colorado, you're in a partnership, or you've been in a long-term relationship with someone, okay, who's a U.S. citizen, green card holder in a state like Alabama, New Hampshire, Colorado, Texas, you need to give me a call. Also, to answer that lady, you also would qualify for VAWA in the sense that if you're divorced from a U.S. citizen or green card holder because of issues or problems in the marriage, or because of abuse. Okay, so if you're divorced, you would also qualify for VAWA. But remember, if you're filing based on divorce, we need to do that within 2 years after your divorce. So if you call me, if we get to a consultation and it's now 2 years and 1 day after your divorce, you no longer qualify for VAWA. Okay. If by the time I sit down with you for a consultation, it's now been more than 2 years, maybe it's now 2 years and 1 day after your divorce, you no longer qualify for VAWA. All right. Okay, guys, I've tried 100% trying to get all the people live, and I couldn't. So, in that sense, I think I'm gonna leave it be. It's 1:53, and I'll try to come live again. I try to come once a week. All right. Oh, this person did come through. Hello, last person. How
Hi,
you doing?
good afternoon.
Good. You're the last person of the day. I hope you have a good question.
Yes. Yes, I have a good question. So I filed our case,
Okay.
in September,
Okay.
and I did not receive a receipt notice.
September of last year?
Yes, 25th to be exact.
Oh, that's strange.
Yes,
Did
it
you
is
file
strange.
it on your own or you use a lawyer?
I use a lawyer
That's even more
in
strange.
Manhattan.
That's even more strange. Okay. Well, maybe you want to give me a call. Let me take a look at it. See if I can help you. See if I can.
Yes, I want to.
But warning: if you call me, we have to start afresh. So you probably would lose the money you already paid the other lawyer.
What?
In other words, I may not be able to help you like with your current case. I'll probably just have to start afresh.
So I lose all of that money?
This is what I think. Either that or you get a refund from your lawyer. I'm just telling you that up front now.
Yeah, but all those money, the adjustment of status, I pay all of those money?
Well, so I wasn't your lawyer, so yes, you'd lose it because it wasn't me you paid it to. Unless they refund you, unless that lawyer gives you a refund.
So you think it is strange?
I think so. It's not impossible. I mean, you could wait some more, but it's strange. Yes, I think it's strange for you not to have gotten receipt notices by now.
Okay, so you said I should give you a call?
Give me a call, Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I called them today. They said they did not receive a receipt notice. And I am saying it's not supposed to take so long.
There's a
Can I call them?
You can always call immigration. Did you pay with a check?
Yes.
Okay, call immigration and give me a check number, and then sometimes it could be an issue on their side. They'll tell you if they issued receipt notices, and if they did, you can tell them to send them again.
Okay.
Yeah. Then if all that doesn't work, give me a call. We're gonna be starting afresh if you give me a call. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, that's it for today's questions. As you can see, I really try not to lie to you. I told that lady straight up, if you come to me, we're gonna start fresh. Means you're gonna lose the money you already paid the other lawyer. I want you guys to really notice and pay attention. I want you to notice that. Pay attention to that. Just know what you see is what you get with me, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. If you know someone who this live would be helpful to, particularly someone who's creme de la creme, top of their field, actor, actress, athlete, musician, singer, cinematographer, actor, producer, name it, okay? Tell them to give me a call, surgeon, doctor, who wants to relocate to the U.S. in order to further their skill, or who wants to be able to go back and forth to the U.S. and back to their home country while working, while acting, while producing, while singing, running, whatever it is that they do. In other words, someone who's known to be at the top of their top of their field, nationally or internationally, for their skill. Okay, it could be in this day and age. It could be an influencer on YouTube. All right, then you need to give me a call, or have the person give me a call, and let me see how I can help them. All right. Please also forward this video or whatever. Please also forward this to any VAWA person, any person who may qualify for VAWA, adjustment of status, asylum, or anything else that we do. Guys, it's been real. Bye, guys. See you later. See you later. See you. Bye.